Good morning. It's August 22nd, 2024 on a Thursday, and it's almost 9:01 a.m. Some weird things happening with volume during my testing this morning. So I'm really watching out for anomalies this morning. I've got a few interesting topics on mind for today. And of course, as always, chat room questions take priority. So if you have any
John
question
Williams
in
said
chat,
hello, Doug.
hello, John. Please ask it sooner rather than later. Alice, hi everyone. Hello, Alice. John Williams. I will stick to my Jack and Coke. Thank you. Oh, that must have had something to do with the trader was Cheers. Yeah, and Manhattan for those who are failures in life. Let's see, people saying hello to each other. Danielle Emberley, LibreOffice update recently released, updated to the latest stable version this morning. Brian Lightfoot, a man said his credit card was stolen, but he decided not to report it because the thief was spending the thief was spending less than his wife did. Oh, here's a good one. Doug will never get this. I actually enjoy these. When my wife told me that I was average, I told her she was just being mean. Okay. Mean is the middle point between, it's kind of an average, but it's, I think that one's the midpoint, isn't it? Rather than the actual mathematical average. Yep, I got it. Sorry, Brian. I think I nailed you on that one. Rick Lakes has a thunderstorm. Stay safe. See, Menor, hello. I think I have something lined up in my chat notes in response to something that Zavi asks. Hello, Keith. Selden Ball. Steve McCure. Good morning, Doug. And the chat room, I hear your audio just fine. Yeah, it was with the voice mod is where it was really going weird. Alice has a question. Question to do with using voice over on a PC. Can I ask my PC to shut down verbally rather than pressing a button? Yes. Is this the thing? Yes, it is. Voice commands and I think even Windows key H, and then that brings up this thing. And then is it available in here? And if not here, then it would be accessibility settings, I think. And it doesn't look to be in here for voice commands. So let's try Windows key accessibility. Accessibility mouse, accessibility audio, speech. Is that where it is maybe? Voice access before you sign into your PC. Start voice access after you sign into your PC. So modern voice command feature to help you interact with your PC and dictate. So starting voice access before you sign in would allow you to, for instance, type your password by voice. Welcome to voice access. Use your voice to interact with your PC, dictate in English. Now this is Windows 11. I'm not sure. I think Windows 10 has that. I'm pretty sure Alice is on Windows 10. You agree to local processing by selecting I agree. I don't see anything there to click I agree. Oh, up here at the top. Set up voice access to continue. I'm not sure I want it. I'm not sure if it's going to take me through some setup stuff, but oh, what's this? Ending support of Windows speech recognition. We encourage you to use voice access instead. Voice typing, that's not what she's asking. Windows speech, classic voice command to help you interact with your PC and dictate text available in multiple languages. Let's see what this gives us. Speech recognition allows you to control your computer by voice. Using only your voice, you can start programs, open menus, click buttons, and other objects on the screen. It should be including click the start button and click shutdown. Dictate text into documents and write and send emails. Just about everything you do with your keyboard and mouse can be done with only your voice. First, you will set up this computer to recognize your voice. You'll be able to control your computer by voice once you've completed the setup wizard. Now, since that involves the microphone. I don't want to do this during a live stream because I don't know what impact that might have on the actual live stream. But that's where you would get that, Alice. And yes, she's on Windows 10. So just do the Windows key and accessibility and see what's available for you in there. 2 C's and 2 S's, accessibility, speech, settings. And you're looking for this other voice command options section. And it may be laid out differently in Windows 10. She says, thank you and you're welcome, Mike Wojcik. Hello. So now I'll go in. If anybody else comes up with a question in chat that I can address, and if they don't use SpeakerBot, please do that for them. Put in a SpeakerBot to bring my attention to it, please. Now let me get to this one from Brian that I've been threatening to do for a long time. This is from Brian Lightfoot, an email that he sent 6 days ago. And this has to do, well, you'll understand as I go through this. All good things must come to an end. So therefore, I have decided to comply with a registered letter from your attorneys. Whose attorneys? Mine, because he sent this email to me. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. That's my law firm, right, that I have on retainer. Demanding that I cease and desist in the matter regarding making you disappear during the extra of your daily internet show, Live Windows Training. Yeah, I'm going to pick a bone there and say the name of the show is Windows Daily. Live Windows Training-DougBetts is the name of the channel. Extra is that bit that I do at the end with the end cards. And making me disappear is because he does an exclamation V sometimes. Such a disappearance during your final moments may have caused you great anxiety and the inability to perform your normal functions in the ending of your show. Is that a reference to, whoops, I can't be on camera right now because you got an exclamation mark V right now. Is that a reference to my accidentally pressing the wrong button at the end of the show? Is that what he's referring to? I think so. However, I vigorously, let's see, I got to remember to do this thing. I vigorously deny any and all accusations of elder abuse. There's a dig. Or a Doug. No, that's a dig. Or in the case of legal definitions from Fresno County, gerontological abuse. Somehow, I just enjoy that word, just pronouncing it. I don't know why. It's a Doug thing. Be advised, there's a secret meeting of several Zoom homies that are planning on what will be a day and night to remember in your farm neighborhood where the youth believe that doorbell ditch and cow tipping are the pinnacle of pranks. You ain't seen nothing yet. Consider this your only warning. Zvi Menor just put on the Karen voice. I don't know what that sounded like, but as soon as I heard that squeaky toy come in, I was watching the mic volume because during my test this morning, it just totally blew out into the red. I made a volume adjustment at a certain point. I didn't have time to test it, but it looked like that was okay. Whoa. And look what happened here. I just touched my mouse and it. Oh, that's because I got.
Manor said no
Zoom
sound
thing.
to us.
No sound. Didn't work. There was no sound. You did not hear the sound. Okay, I'm going to go disable. Let's see, do that over here. I'm going to disable that voice mod until I can spend some time to fix it. So that won't work. That is now broken. What did I say during that time? I think I was reading this paragraph. Let me know in chat. Was it the third paragraph that you didn't hear? Ew. That's messy. It didn't work, did it? No sound to us. Now, wait a minute. Did you hear me during the voice mod? Lawn Dog says the third paragraph. So I'm thinking you didn't hear me at all during this period. Be advised there's a secret meeting of several Zoom homies that are planning on what will be a day and night to remember in your farm neighborhood, where the youth believe that doorbell ditch and cow tipping are the pinnacle of pranks, because that was a recent story that I told about. Oh, Lawn Dog says we heard you.
Yes, affirmative. For Sakarasha.
Oh, so you didn't hear you didn't hear the voice modification. You ain't seen nothing yet. Consider this your own only warning. So you did hear that piece. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll do some testing offline.
Keith
I'm
said
not
we
going to
heard
test
you,
that with
but
you.
voice was not altered.
Got it. Thank you, Keith. Understood, Amundo. Yeah, when I did some testing, I actually did a test live stream. And when I played that back, I did hear the voice modification, but the volume was way out of line. So, okay, I will pursue that on my own. I got to stop using my scroll wheel while I have that sysinternals mouse feature turned on. Okay, so let me get to the next thing. Recent chat messages that I captured. I think this was from Tuesday's show. Alice said, what about Windows Spotlight through this? And she told us a little bit about she's still got problems with Windows Spotlight. I don't think it's been a while since we dealt with that. I think there was something about it that it wasn't working right for you. So yeah, happy to go back and pursue that subject. Although that subject, since we've already talked about it a bit, I think might be best for me to connect remotely to your computer. Today is Thursday, so that would be a great thing for Saturday if you're available for it. Do you want to do that on Saturday, Alice? Daniel Emberley, perhaps for another day, best way to clean up, reduce old macro and reflect backup files, delete manually using Windows tools, or is there a better method using macro and reflect? I have that lined up to deal with now, except that I'm going to first respond to Zavi Menor's comment. I do not understand, what was a chat comment. I do not understand using auto runs under the auspices of Microsoft. It is okay, but using Revo uninstalling, it is no okay. I'm not quite sure I understand your point there, Zavi. I get the impression.
LJ said, I think I've sorted it for now, but thank you for your offer of help.
All right, great, Alice. If it's an interesting story, I'd love for you to give us the details of what you did to fix it, what the problem was, if you're inclined to. Now, Zavi Menor, my impression off of this is you thought that I felt that Revo uninstall is not a good way to go. I'm okay with Revo uninstall for certain circumstances. Now, that time we were talking about Chris Garrett had a window popping up every time he restarted his computer. Now, Revo uninstaller, if he had used that to uninstall the program in the first place, it probably would have cleaned that out if that was the issue. I'm not a big fan of having Revo uninstaller installed on a computer, except if the user wants it. If the end user wants it, then fine. I don't mind that at all. I have contemplated installing it on my own computer because I install a lot of software, and I'm pretty sure that Revo uninstaller, when you actually have it installed, not just running it as a portable standalone in order to uninstall something, if you have it installed on your computer, that it monitors the installation of a program and tracks everything that it has done to the computer. Then when you uninstall using Revo uninstaller, it does a more thorough job of cleaning up, because we know that programs don't do a thorough job of cleaning up their own stuff. Now, sometimes they intentionally leave configuration settings because, as far as they know, you might be intending to reinstall, and sometimes that's very convenient that is the case. In the environment where Chris had this window popping up when he starts his computer, I don't think Revo Uninstaller is going to help him with that because it can only uninstall products that are currently installed. As far as I know, it doesn't know how to remove the remnants of programs that you've already uninstalled, and it doesn't know that you ever had that installed. Now, I told you that I've contemplated having it for my computer, so why haven't I done that? Well, it's because for a person who installs programs and uninstalls them, uninstalls them, different programs, or trying out different things, I think that's probably a justifiable place to have it. I don't do that. And this is something that you should be laughing at me about. I just install stuff and then I leave the crap there. And it causes me troubles. And I experience the troubles so you don't have to. And I do make the point that my computer has, softwares do conflict with each other. When you look at an update for a particular software, if you read through all the detail about what they're doing, you'll find things such as fixed a problem where sometimes a crash would occur under certain circumstances. And some of those circumstances would be if the user has this particular other element. So that's concrete evidence right there. Programs do conflict with each other and they do cause problems to computers. It's not just a matter of what we do to the computers. If you have a computer that you keep it very native, very organic, very minimal installations, you're likely going to have less troubles. Then, I thought I said that Zavima knows it's going to be a quick answer. No, it wasn't. Okay, so Danielle Emberly. Best way to clean up Macrium Reflect files. The best way to do that is in Macrium Reflect, and it makes a difference as to whether you have the Pro version or the free version. So I'm over here on the existing backups tab. It shows my backups that exist. Now, if I remember correctly, and I did not test this before the show, if I, for instance, delete this one right here, this is an incremental backup, has incremental right there. So this is a child of this differential backup. You can see the child relationship there. But it's not the most recent incremental. Now this differential is a child of this full backup up here. Do I want to use this? And then, so if I delete this incremental, what happens? Does that actually delete content from the backup? It's going to delete stuff that doesn't exist in this differential backup and doesn't exist in the full backup. Well, what happens then if I want to restore this most recent incremental? Isn't there going to be missing content? My recollection is when I delete this, we should see some evidence on screen, and I'm about to do it. We should see some evidence on screen if I can ever find my mouse again. Let's see, Control key, there it is. We should see some evidence that this is going to be wrapped up in into this differential backup. So if I go delete file, and let's see, it put 2 check marks there. Number of files to be removed. So if I delete this one, it wants to delete the child of it as also. Disk space to be reclaimed this much. Now, I'm not sure if it's Macrium Reflect that I remember will incorporate this, but notice that the differential is 23 gigabytes. So if it incorporates these 2 files into that one, this one should become larger. I'm not totally certain that's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and click OK here. Deletion is permanent. Proceed with this action. Deletion complete. And then close. And then here's that differential, still showing 23. So it does not show that that got wrapped up into it. That may have been a different backup program. Now, let me show something else. If I go over here to File Explorer, into this folder, and I'm going to refresh this because I don't know if those deletions are reflected in this list. Did that refresh? Yeah, I guess so. And I got them sorted in date order, and here's the most recent. If I go to an old one, here, if I try to delete this one, now this was a full backup, July 3rd. I'm okay with deleting that because I don't have any, I can't imagine any circumstances that I would want to go bring that back. Watch what happens if I try to delete that. Do you want to permanently delete? I get this pop-up down here, Macrium Image Guardian blocked a total of 7 file operations. Well, I think there was some others that I did. What are the 7? 7 file operations? I'm not sure about that. But anyway, it's blocking that. Won't let me delete that from here. Because I have...
Greg M said cannot see screen.
Cannot see screen. Oh, maybe because it's not big enough? Oh, because my picture. And then, oh, that's interesting. That doesn't zoom. When I use this zoom tool, okay, there, that makes it bigger. Blocked a total of 10 file operations. Didn't it a moment ago say 7?
Read chat, please.
John Williams. On a computer I built yesterday, I installed Windows, and since it is MSI motherboard, it asked if I want to install drivers from MSI. I did. That was a big mistake. Had to go reinstall Windows. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. So this is blocking that delete operation. Because I have the Image Guardian, I'm going to show a little bit more about Image Guardian before turning back to John's issue. To do that, I'll go here to Macrium Reflect, other tasks, and then Macrium Image Guardian settings right here. Let's see. Is there some other reason you can't see the screen? Oh, it was just because my picture-in-picture, I think. It looks blurry to me. Is the screen blurry? I'm looking over at my monitoring screen, zooming out. It looks like it's blurry when it's zoomed in. Anyway, I'm going to zoom this back down. Image Guardian is on. I think it's on by default if you have the paid version. Automatically protect, reflect local backup drives, allow RoboCopy to sync and move backup files. You can turn that off if you don't want it. On volumes, we see that only my O drive, which is where my backups are stored, is where is what's being protected. Can send emails to me when a Macrium Image Guardian event occurs. Here's a list of events. And these are all, I think, today. When I looked at this screen earlier today, there was nothing in there. So if you have the paid version, you don't have that Guardian. Now, I looked at the Windows Event Viewer, and I saw that, I think it was in the Event Viewer, where it turns on the Guardian when you start the computer up, and it turns it off when you shut down. That implies to me that if I took an external drive to a different computer that doesn't have Macrium Reflect installed, that I would be able to delete those files. Okay, I think that's all I had on Macrium Reflect. Now that question came from Danielle, and yeah, I remember Danielle is in chat today. Does that answer your question, Danielle? Delete manual using Windows tools, better method using... Now, another thing that you can do, okay, I'm going to go on a little bit further, in other tasks and then edit defaults and settings, is how aggressively does Macrium Reflect automatically clean up files and retention rules. I think you can define how many, and this is available in the free version as well, except that in the free version you don't have a differential. I think you have incremental but not differential. So you can specify how many old backups you want to keep. And you can tell it to back up the oldest backup set if there's less than a certain amount of gigabytes on the target drive. So that would be an automated way to clean up the old content. So, Danielle, I'd appreciate if you would put in chat some indication whether that answers your question or refine your question further. Channel comments. Dennis said that Manic Monday plays just fine in Panama. Dennis, I don't know from that comment whether you played the trailer where I introduced the video, or did you manage to get the trailer that I previously had configured that was uploaded to my channel and actually was being blocked? So to grab that, let's go. I'm going to give you that link, Dennis, in a reply to that comment, because I don't know if he's watching live. If I go to content and then filter title for Manic, and here's the one that is blocked. It only has 2 views. So is it possible that Dennis was able to watch that from Panama? It's possible. So get shareable link, because it's only partially blocked. So I'm going to reply that to Dennis. Are you able to play from this link, which is the upload to my channel? Okay, and I'll put that in chat in case people from different parts of the world want to give that a try. Manic Monday. Is this blocked for you? So anybody wants to try that, let us know. Include where you're at, where you're located, when you tell us whether that plays for you or not. Dennis will get notification of my reply, so I don't have to give him a timestamp. And let's see, yes. Oh, here's Ran Israel replying. Ran Israel replying to Sin Vicious comment. LOL, Regedit for a decade. Let's zoom in a bit. For a decade, I would stay away from the registry. Then I wanted to change the timing of my backgrounds. I found a solution. I had to modify settings in Regedit and to enforce the changes I made. I had to restart Windows Explorer in Task Manager. Okay, got it. The last few years, I saw Master Doug changing to Regedit, but it seemed to never had to be enforced anymore. Is that a change in Windows processes? Well, Ran Israel gives a great answer to that, so we'll go on to his answer. I'm always curious when somebody can just willy-nilly, because that's a thing that any self-respecting Doug does. It's all willy-nilly, seat of the pants. Can just willy-nilly modify the registry and doesn't need to be enforced. Okay, so let's go look at Ran Israel's reply. Ran Israel says, yes and no. Don't want to. No, that's better even at this level, I think. There are more or less 3 levels of it, as you call it, enforcements in the registry. And I actually was not aware, I would not have been able to describe it this way. I had never researched into it, but I knew there was something like this.
Manor said you asked, we answered.
Yeah, thank you. Low settings. Okay, 3 levels. So this is low, medium, and high. So for low, settings under H key current user, and then the medium H key local machine, and high settings were under H key local machines. So here for low settings, anything you modify under this key only affects the currently logged on user's profile. Absolutely. and covers individually personalized settings. If you're running as a non-admin user, nothing under that key can harm the computer or operating system itself. The worst thing that can happen is that the user profile becomes corrupted beyond repair, and the fix is fast and simple: fresh user profile. Agreed. Now maybe not so simple if you lose a lot of your user configuration preferences. I'll also point out that HKey current user, those user settings are actually stored in another key called HKey user, I think it is. Current user refers to once you've logged in, this current user is dynamically created. If you were to browse through the registry of an offline drive, I don't know that I've actually tried this, but you won't find a section called current user, because current user is dynamically created when you log into your account. Again, it's been a long time since I went poking around in that world, but current user is dynamically created. If you log out with your current username, log in with a different username, then you'll find different content in this HKey current user section. All right. That mouse thing messing with me. Then medium. Most settings under HKey local machine, anything you modify under this key may affect any user as well as the operating system itself, especially if you're using an admin level account. Tread lightly. Be more cautious. I did the scroll correctly that time. Hi. Well, hello. How are you? This is the hi settings. Is some settings under HKey. This is for some settings under HKey local machine. Even admin level users must manually engage the registry's built-in permission system to be able to modify these settings. Think, rethink, and triple think it if it's worth your time and effort to engage these settings. Now, something we haven't said yet is anytime you're in an area that you're not totally confident about, do a backup. You can go to the file menu, and I think it's called export the full registry. That way, if you mess anything up, you can just import that same .reg file to bring everything back. That's why invoking regedit typically requires an elevation user account control prompt. That's also why it's very wise to be suspicious and cautious of any automated registry modification scripts and or .reg files that you download from the internet, unless you know how to vet the file or 100% trust the file's provider. If I download a .reg file, which I have done on occasion, you can open that into a text editor and look at the registry settings. Of course, it's kind of cryptic, but it's not all that hard if you have any level of technical background. So just to make the comment that you can open that into edit, WordPad, anything along those lines. Now let's see what I've got. I'm gonna bounce over here to another tab and see if Carrie has a show scheduled, because it occurs to me I did not check. No. And then come back to channel comments. So Sin Vicious and Ran Israel, I don't need to send them a link. I don't recall seeing Sin Vicious in chat yet, but I think he watches afterwards. I'll do this much. See today's live stream or reply around the 30-minute area. I can't give him a link right now. I can't give him a link until after YouTube finishes processing. Okay, nothing in the held for review. Come to chat. Daniel, it does, whoop. It does answer my question. However, I avoided the task by using a spare external drive I had on hand. All right. Video unavailable for Zavi. Wintermute blocked in North Carolina. Blocked in Canada. Blocked in your country on copyright grounds. I'm pretty sure Greg is in the U.S. Content from SME. SME is the copyright holder, I think. Just kind of scanning through. I'll look at them in more detail later. John Williams blocked in Wisconsin. More interested in outside of the U.S. Particularly interested to hear what Dennis says from Panama. Hello, One Fish. Jeff. Brian, my channel is totally blocked for Brian in Modesto. Everything about my channel. Blocked in Canada. I saw that as I was scrolling through. I know there's some other interesting stuff in here, but I'm out of time. I'm out of time. So I'm going to bounce a mundo. Let's see. Well. Okay, think about the buttons. It's that one. I've already done that one. So here. You can watch this video to see how to get free support through this YouTube channel. This video to see how to get paid support directly from me in private sessions. This video to see how to improve your troubleshooting and Windows issues skills by interacting with this channel. And this is a recent video on my channel. Have a great day, everybody. I'll catch you later. Goodbye.